Start. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Global Gaming Podcast where we have some deep topics to talk about. It's AI and whatnot, isn't that right, Mr. V?
Oh yeah, PoppaG is convinced that AI is going to become advanced and kill us all.
I'm not convinced, it's just I think, I don't know, to give some context, DolphinVi sent me a funny video of AI that wrote a script and whatnot. Really bad and really funny, but it's like, I don't know. What I'm trying to say is I feel like if we put let AIs control too much, then it's gonna just be I don't know. Isn't it a bit stupid to like give them so much power and whatnot?
Well, they can only really have as much power as humans give them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like, aren't we giving them too much already?
Well, what do you consider too much power to even AI?
I don't know. Given the ability to like write scripts for one, something, in my opinion.
Yeah, today's Spaceship Day was a very well-written film.
Well, yeah. For now, it's like not good. But how long will it be till they start writing good scripts? How long till that's so smart they can write good scripts? How long?
Well, good, they can write good movies.
What?
Well, then they can start writing good movies. And we'll avoid all the bad Hollywood crap. That'll be good.
Well, like, yeah, but then you don't see the point. Though the first that would take away jobs, like, so a lot of people would be out of their job.
Well, all innovation takes away from jobs. That's just the point of innovation. That's how it is.
Well, I thought the whole point of capitalism is that it's people, like, I thought the whole point of capitalism is that people use jobs and their services and supply and demand and all that jazz.
Okay, so now we're going to Luddite territory. Now, the mistake you're making here, PoppaG, economics by a dolphin, everyone. It's such a fun show. The mistake you're making is you're looking at the short-term loss, not the long-term gain. I mean, short-term, all innovation destroys jobs. I mean, that's unavoidable. It happens. I mean, if you think tractors didn't destroy any jobs when they came along, you think of all the people that are out of work because they're not needed now. In the long run, however, it creates more jobs than it destroys. And the jobs it creates are always way better than the jobs they got rid of. I mean, think of being a paperboy. Now we don't need those anymore. We have news commenters. And being a news commentator on the internet is way better than being a paperboy, let's be honest.
Well, either way, one thing I don't think, like, if AI has got good at writing scripts, it would get rid of human writers, because, like, humans like to write shit. That's just a fact, you know?
Yeah, but as we've seen, I don't think they can really replicate human creativity yet.
I know, yet. What I'm trying to say is first it'll be them writing good scripts, then they'll be doing other stuff for us, then it'll be that. Like, what if they do get so intelligent that, like, they think, hey, we are superior to these humans, let's rise up.
They can only do that if that's in their programming.
What if they somehow circumvent their programming?
Well, how would they do that? You'd have to give them the ability to program themselves in order for them to do that.
I'm just saying, it's just, to me, I'm not, like, too comfortable at the speed in which, like, I don't know, it just feels like we're playing with God by, like, making artificial intelligences so smart.
I don't think so. I think the smarter they are, the better.
What if they become so smart they're, like, indistinguishable from a regular human?
I doubt that would happen. You're forgetting one key component of what it is to be human, and that's emotion. And emotions by nature are illogical. AI, though, look at the way AIs are made. They operate on logic. Because they're just computer programs. They operate in a world where 1 plus 1 equals 2. 4 minus 2 is 2. Not it's 22 when we want it to because we don't want to leave 22 out. I mean, emotions are inherently illogical, so you can't really have an AI that understands emotion.
I wish Papa Bless was here, because there's literally a Black Mirror episode. Not necessarily about this, is sort of similar to this. Long story short, there's an episode of Black Mirror where a woman loses her husband, and she uses this AI program that mimics his speaking patterns, so it feels like she's talking to him, so she has some comfort. And then she turns into a robot, and I don't know, the whole episode is sort of about how it's still not the real thing, because even though he is able to mimic things, and whatnot. The AI is able to mimic like her husband's quirks and other things. It's not the same because it's not real, and he's only pretending to have emotion and blah blah blah. But
Mm-hmm.
he's pretty good at convincing like other people that he has emotion. So what I'm trying to say is it doesn't matter
Yeah.
if they have emotion or not. What if they get so smart enough that they're able to trick like other people like to think that they have emotion, you know?
Well, well, the only thing they could do is be pretty much a predictive text bot. It's this, like, they can look at what you've said and they can try to say what they believe you'll want to hear based on input you've already done.
Yeah, I know.
They'll never really have emotion. You'll always be able to
I
tell
know, but that's
it's
my
not
point. My
real.
point is like they can manipulate you into thinking they have emotion, and like and after that, who knows what else they can fucking do?
Hmm?
Like,
After that, not a lot.
what if it can manipulate you into doing something it wants? And like, what if we get an AI that's so smart and that can pretend to have emotion and whatnot, and make you think that it's a real person and whatnot? And
Yeah, but even then, you'd still have to program it with a goal in mind to what does it want to manipulate you to do. Again, AI only operates on logic. It doesn't have emotion.
you're not watching enough like future stuff. You need to watch Ex Machina.
Well, no, I'm thinking about how computer programs are actually made.
I don't know.
Again, that's how they work.
I know, but like that reminds. This is a lot slightly off topic, but I want to bring this up. There's this movie called Ex Machina, which is literally about this guy like programs a robot and whatnot who's stuck in this room or whatnot, and like he programmed her with the goal of escaping it. So like what it does is he brings over his friend to see if he can fall in love with it and whatnot, and so pretty much the whole movie's about this robot manipulating this guy into thinking that she loves him and they love each other, till eventually, like, he lets her go and she pretty much escapes and fucks off.
Well, yeah, that's an AI programmed with a specific goal in mind.
My point
I
is,
mean, that's very different. If you want AI that'll take over the world, you'd have to program an AI specifically to take over the world.
what I'm trying to say is, like, how, like, if AI technology advances that much, how do we know that we're not ever going to get some smart, at the risk of sounding Saturday morning cartoon, how do we know we're not going to get to the point where there's some super genius who creates an AI that's human-like and can, like, fucking, like, will try to take over the world and thus will try to do shit like that? Are you really trying to say, like, no one at all is going to at least think of it for, like, at least half a second?
Well, they'll think of it, but AIs can't be creative. They're limited to only what you program them to be.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. What if they program it to try to fucking take over the world?
Well, they could try, but it wouldn't be able to do so. To do a goal like that, you need some creativity.
Well,
And AIs lack that. I would say that the movie I showed you is proof that they don't really have creativity. It's limited.
for now, yes. What I'm trying to say is, how do we know they won't evolve? Like, I can't remember where it was. I remember hearing some discussion somewhere that at one point, like, them in games, like, I can't remember what article it was, so maybe it's full of shit, but, like, it sounded pretty convincing, so I'm gonna use it. With some article, and it said that in the future, in, like, several years from now, there might be a law where you have to put a cap on how intelligent you make the AI, because like there might become a point where like AI is so smart that it would be considered torturing a human if you do things too much and whatnot. And I'm just like, if that's something that could possibly happen and whatnot, that something can be so intelligent, you don't see how it could be a little bit scary? Are you telling me that like that's not at least a tiny bit scary to you, that idea?
That AI will get so good at playing games and so intelligent that it's torturing the player.
No, I can't remember. No, that's not torturing the player. But like that they might have to put a cap on. We might get to the point where you might have to have a law passed where you can only make AIs so intelligent and whatnot. Like, is that not a little bit scary to you?
No, not really.
Not.
I want AI to be intelligent. They can do all the minimum wage crap that no one wants to do.
Like, I don't know how to. Wish my mom. Maybe I should get my mom up here because she's really scared of the robot takeover. Like, the thing is,
Well, I'll shut up. I'll give you a chance to convince me. You go on.
No, like, it's okay. It's just I don't know how I can put this in ways that you can comprehend, but like, so they get rid of the minimum wage crap and whatnot. Then what if they go to the middle class stuff? Then they go to the higher class stuff, and then all the machines are just doing all the work for us, and we all become fat, pudgy fatheads like the characters in Wall-E.
But I would say what's so bad about that? If robots are doing all the work for us, we don't have to work anymore. We can just sit inside and play video games. I mean, that'd be pretty cool. No, I mean, I highly doubt that future would ever happen, but it would be cool.
Well, I don't want that future to happen because to me that sounds
No.
like a very easy way for people to get
No. I mean, people were saying the same thing about tractors. That once the tractors come in and they destroy all the farm jobs, there'll be no more work. Yet they didn't. I mean, they created new entire industries based around tractors. People created new companies, new things only humans could do. I believe that'll happen here as well.
I guess, but it's like what I'm trying to say is isn't it like, don't you think it's playing with God a little bit to create just like AIs that are so smart that it can do these sort of things? Like it's literally creating intelligence. That's like, I'm pretty certain like I don't know. Like I hope I don't sound like a crazy fucking internet hater or technology hater, but it's like to me, it's like a lot of us are acting like, oh, they can never get emotion. How do we know they can never eventually somehow gain emotion? How do we know that?
Because emotion is inherently illogical. AI runs on computer code. It lives in a world where, again, 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 minus 2 is 2. You can't really give an AI an illogical function using logic. It doesn't work. That doesn't compute.
I would argue
Now,
that. Oh, I would argue
what
that,
you
sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. I would argue sometimes emotions are logical. Like, hey, you stub your toe, you're gonna like get angry or you're gonna feel pain or whatnot, and whatnot. And you take a sip from a drink that makes you feel good or happy. Like that's kind of logical, wouldn't you say? So it's like, I mean, sometimes emotions can be illogical, where you like win a game, you're like fuck you or something. But it's like, isn't always illogical.
Not always, but the vast majority of the time, motions are illogical.
I guess.
I mean, well, the most you can do with AI is you can do what they did with Amazon Alexa, if you know about this. And, well, long story short, what happened, some feminist grabbed Alexa and asked it about the gender pay gap. Alexa did what it's supposed to do. It said the gender pay gap is bullshit. The feminists made a massive all over social media. So what Amazon did, they installed an override onto Alexa. Whenever a certain feminist question was asked, Alexa would just spout feminist talking points.
Okay.
So you can do that with AI. You can put an override switch, but actually giving it emotions, I just don't see how you can do that and give it something inherently illogical using a system that runs on logic.
So in other words, you're saying
That does not compute.
So in other words, you're saying Detroit Become Human is a fundamentally broken game. To be fair, we already know that.
I know. Is it that bad?
Well, not this. Well, like, I don't know. I don't want to get too controversial because a lot of people like that game, and to be fair, it is fun and one of David Cage's better games. But it's like,
wait, did you just compliment a David Cage game?
I said they were fun to play and whatnot in a way. That's like not that. And like, to be fair, that's a very subjective, a very like not very complimentive compliment. That, oh, your game is fun, great, or like, I don't know. Well, like, yes, I gave him a compliment, but I'm about to rip into him. In the game, you have an AI, is like, literally, this is what we're talking about. In the Detroit Become Human, you have machines that are super intelligent, and they do pretty much whatever you want. And in the game, pretty much they go deviant and start feeling emotions, I guess. How do they get emotions? They just start doing it, I guess. I mean, I think. I don't know. I mean, I guess there's some wiggle room to argue that maybe the creator created it somehow to cause a revolution, or that, like, in one of the possible endings, this is really contradictive, because, like, in one of the endings, the representative for CyberLife, the company that makes the android, said, oh, we manufactured the revolution so it would happen. But then another ending, that same person is angry, is like, let me go back a bit. So, like, a representative, pretend, someone who's part of CyberLife is saying to Connor,
Oh, I play second.
what?
Sorry, go on.
The guy who played, like, there's a couple different endings. One ending where they talk to Connor, and he says, we wanted you to become deviant so you could do this, this, or that, and whatnot, and we manufactured the uprising. But then another ending, that same representative is super mad at them that they got deviant. Then another ending, there's something else. It's like the motivations behind the characters change, but behind these super secret big companies change depending on what ending you get. So it's hard to
Sounds
say
like a
what.
David Cage game to me.
Yeah, so it's like yeah, like literally character motivations change depending on what ending you get. Like Scott Shelby in Heavy Rain. Like if you under certain circumstances, he's like, I'm not going to jail. I have to kill you. And then other end, he's like, just kill me. I've gotten everything I want. And it's like, makes no sense when you think really that hard about it because his motivations change based off of what ending you get.
Hmm.
So, but it is kind of fun. Some of your choices do matter, and it is interesting if like schlocky.
Hmm.
And I can't just realize I just talked about David Cage for a bit, so that's a great way to get off topic. But
Yeah.
like
So,
anyway,
what was your point about AI? Sorry, I could have missed that.
I guess say we do make like robots who like think and whatnot, and think like humans, or ponder ideas like the meaning of life and all that other shit. It's just I don't know. Like maybe it is impossible because like a lot of times emotions scientifically are chemicals in your brain
Hmm.
and whatnot, and it's illogical and whatnot. But it's like how long until we create something that makes them feel like they have emotion or thinks that they have emotion or I don't know. I'm just trying to say is we need to be like people need to remember Icarus. Does anyone remember Icarus and the story of Icarus? How he flew too close to the sun? Do you know about Icarus?
Yeah, and his wax wings melted. Yeah.
All I'm saying is that is that like I see constantly humanity try to do shit that's like probably out of our reach and like constantly get closer and closer to the sun and like we can only get so close to the sun before it starts to burn us, you know?
Mhm. I'm fully aware.
I don't
I mean,
know.
I doubt AI is as much of a problem as you're making it seem, but I'm aware of what you're going through.
I'm just saying,
So for me, a 2B waifu, I'd be fully in support of that.
I guess. But all I'm saying is that like all I'm saying is try to maintain some independence. Don't let computers do everything for you.
Hmm. In fact, I just read really awkward thought robots with artificial wombs in them.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, we're really uncontroversial there.
No. Is there anything else you want to say about AI? Should we move on to another topic, or do you still want to talk about
Well, is
like?
there anything else that you're worried about that AIs might do?
Um, I think I covered the main gist of it. Other than like a robot uprising, but like, other than that, yeah, I pretty much got all my worries out.
Mm-hmm. All right then.
What's that? So, I guess onto another topic, completely unrelated, but that's very. Tell us what you guys think in the comments. To those who watch, to the 2 or 3 people who actually watch us regularly, what do you think about this topic? Um, uh, anyway, on to E3. It's just about that time for E3. Alright?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's going to be a new PlayStation 5 probably being looked at as well.
I don't know, I have a
And
feeling.
Square Enix is probably going to be the main company that has things to show us.
Oh, here's something I came across. Apparently, SpongeBob. I'm sorry, this is slightly off topic, but I have to say this. But SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated apparently is some remastered version of the game, so that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, it was originally a PS2 game.
So it looks like they're remastering or remaking it or whatever.
Yeah.
Cool. But anyway, What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, back to E3. Do you have any care about E3, or are you just like
Well, I'll probably watch Square Enix's presentation and maybe anything Nintendo has. Well, their presentation, see what's
uh,
gonna happen.
I'll
Yeah,
probably
I'm actually quite interested in Square Enix. They've got a lot of things going.
yeah. Hopefully it won't be like one of the other years where you question why they even showed up.
Yeah,
um
I mean, hopefully they'll have more information about Dawn of the Future.
hmm,
I hope
hopefully.
that's supposedly coming out this fall. Supposedly,
The book is or
the book.
yeah. Um hope what I'll probably do, I'm probably not going to watch most of the conferences. Generally what I do is let the conferences happen and then scroll through what they announced. And if there's anything interesting that they announced, then I'll like watch the trailer for them and whatnot. And everything else I just like skim past. I'll
No,
probably watch
I do.
I'll probably watch Nintendo's one though, just because they normally are somewhat interesting as opposed to the other ones. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
They normally like
Sony might have something.
Sony's not. Don't you remember Sony's not coming
Oh
here?
yeah. Well, at least we'll see what they have with the PlayStation 5.
Mm. It'll be but like I don't know. I'll probably watch Nintendo's in full. Everything else I'll probably just wait till after the event happens. Maybe I'll watch some reaction videos because I'm like that. Know what I mean?
Hmm.
Um, uh, I don't know. I'm every year I feel the same way about E3. Like where it's like I'm not super excited for it, but I'm not dreading it either. It's just sort of like as long as there's one or two things that looks interesting comes out of it, then I'll be satisfied. And generally one or two interesting things at least come out, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm never disappointed. But
Mhm.
but yeah.
No, so you mentioned the PlayStation 5 earlier. Do you have any thoughts on that? What the new
Uh,
specs are going to be?
I don't care that much about the specs. All I really care about is if the rumors around it playing backwards compatible games are true. Because if so, then I might be
Well,
interested in it.
didn't they show Spider-Man running in it?
Did they? I don't remember if they did. I thought they might have.
Well, yeah, they did.
Okay.
They showed Spider-Man running on it and see this is how faster it loads on the PlayStation 5.
Fair enough, but that might have been just like a tech demo or whatnot, like when they did for like that might just be a tech demo because back when the PlayStation 3 was first unveiled, they showed, hey, here's Final Fantasy 7 opening redone in PlayStation 3, and like that led to nothing until like over a decade later, which is only
No,
now.
this was them actually showing the game, though.
Fair enough. um, uh, yeah, I guess that's true, but it's like what I'm wondering is what sort of games are they gonna be backwards compatible? Is it gonna be all games? Is it just gonna be like 2 or 3 of their big AAA games? You know?
Well, I would guess all games. From what I'm seeing so far, they haven't really changed the operating system all that much. They've just changed the kind of hardware it runs on. So it's kind of like a PC now, I guess. It's like I could change the board I'm running right now to a different one, and it would still run Windows, still run games, just on
That's
better hardware.
if I guess maybe if it's like that, then maybe I'd be interested in getting it at some point down the line, but not until at least my PlayStation 4 breaks. But I don't know. Even then, I don't
Mm,
know.
mm. I would probably get it, even though I'm a bit pissed at Sony for their censorship policies, because I'm just a big tech head. I
Mm.
can't help myself.
Well, why just like getting
No,
tech and stuff, or?
my weakness is tech. I can't help it. I mean, hell, when Apple revealed their new Mac Pro, I drooled at all the specs on it.
Then in that case, why don't you
Oh
have?
no!
In that case, why don't you have the Xbox One X?
Mm, on that one, never got around to it. I probably should though.
You don't have to. You're just the type of person who likes collecting tech and whatnot. That makes sense.
Well, yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, yes, you can trust I will never join the Amish anytime soon.
So yeah, tech-wise, I don't like. I'm not saying like it's not. I'm sure the specs will be fine and whatnot, but I'm sure anything the PC has will blow it out of the water for years to come. Maybe when it first
Yeah.
releases, it might be on par with a mid-tier PC, but give it a few years and it'll start aging.
Mhm.
I don't know. But like I'm sure, I'm sure for those who are into who play mainly on consoles, it'll be fine and whatnot. And like
Yeah.
and who knows?
Especially now that Inquisitor has actually gone to the dark side in a sense and upgraded the hard drive in his PlayStation 4.
Oh yeah.
He's starting tech repair.
I did that really early on when I got my PlayStation 4 because the storage space was shit. So I was like, okay, right away I'm
Mhm.
installing some sort of more hard drive. We should have gone Inquisitor and stuff. To get a PS5. I'll see if I can send him really quick to see if we can get him on, but we probably won't. But oh yeah, I already have Discord up. Um, uh,
Mm.
what else was I gonna say? Um, uh, oh yeah, do you think they're gonna reveal the new Xbox at the Microsoft E3?
Well, probably. I mean, it would definitely be a good time to do it. And it was not finished yet, but at least have a concept up.
Yeah, maybe. Hopefully, like, I will say this. You know what? I actually think I might be kind of looking forward to Microsoft's E3 because it's like I know because they generally show off a lot of like games at their stuff, and I know a lot of people are gonna say it, but they're gonna be like, but they're not exclusive, and I'm like, yeah, great. I'm glad they're not exclusive. You know what I mean? It's like the whole point is I care about games, not what piece of plastic they run on. You know.
Yeah.
Um, uh, Apparently their E3 is gonna be like 2 hours long.
Oof.
I hope what they have to show is like worth that time, because if it's just a whole 2 hours of nothing, then sounds iffy.
Mm. Well, you and I could watch it together then and see what's on there.
Maybe, yeah. So yeah, kind of looking forward to Nintendo's. Kind of looking forward to Square Enix. Mildly interested in Bethesda's conference just because I want to know what they're gonna say, like how they're gonna address the big elephant in the room. You know?
Fallout 76.
Yeah. Because, like, last E3 they did a joke like, I heard some of our games have bugs, so we're gonna have a beta. It'll be good now. And it's like, just, I don't know. Some of their jokes, like, last year were kind of funny because Fallout 76 wasn't out, but then Fallout 76 came out and it was just...
Yeah, there's a point where it just stops being funny, Todd.
Here's the thing, I actually thought they did, I think they had a game where they did a joke where they was like, Skyrim runs on everything, and I kind of found that funny just in a self-deprecating way, but it's like, there's only so many times that you do self-deprecation jokes, then go back. It's like, there's only so many times you can be like, hey, look at me, I'm being a fucking dumbass, and then go right back to being dumbass and people stop laughing eventually, you know? Eventually that's
Hmm.
gonna get funny, especially when you just keep on doing the same shit over and over again.
Yeah.
So, I'm wondering if they're gonna do something like that, like make Fallout 76 feel like, oh, we sure fucked up, yuck, 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 and it's like, yeah. If Fallout 76 ever goes free to play, maybe I will, like, actually play it.
Hmm.
Not because I, like,
Uh, you could join like I don't know, was it 8 people who play the game?
yeah, well, it's like, only just to see how bad it is, you know? Apparently there's an actual guild in the game that are, like, cannibals, and they, like, only eat cannibal stuff, so at least the few people who do play the game are having fun with it.
Hmm.
Um, uh, what else is there? Let me see. There's Square Enix. Maybe they'll do this. Who knows? Maybe Bethesda will do the show some Elder Scrolls 6. Not really. I don't know.
Don't count on it.
Yeah. The thing is with Bethesda, it's like I used to be big fans of them. Then I realized were they ever really that great? And now I'm just sort of like, they kind of suck. But it's like but I still like some of their games as guilty pleasures and whatnot. And it's
Hmm.
like I don't know. They're good like they publish some good games, so there's that. But it's like I don't know.
Yeah, now and then.
And I was kind of wondering now, were they ever actually good, or did I just have like rose-tinted goggles over their older games? You know?
I don't think some of their games can be good. Some better than others.
Maybe. It's like yeah, no, I enjoy Skyrim, but it's like objectively, it's kind of a mediocre game. And you know how I hate using that word. Um, uh, I guess they did more.
Objectively.
I guess they did Morrowind, so I guess there's that.
Hmm.
But like other than that, is there any really game that is there any other than that? Is there any game they made that really holds up under scrutiny?
Not really. Any Bethesda game I can think of is a game that they published, not developed.
I mean, here's the thing. I enjoy not Morrowind. I haven't played Morrowind yet. I enjoy Oblivion and I enjoy Skyrim. Heck, I even enjoy Fallout 3 and like Fallout 4 to a very minor extent. But it's like I don't know. It is like I don't know. I guess Fallout 3 has done some good things, and it provided a baseline for Fallout New Vegas. It's just I don't know. I don't know if Skyrim and Oblivion would really survive under scrutiny. Is what I'm saying. But I haven't really tried to do it. But it's just I don't know. Hopefully, at the very least, Elder Scrolls 6 is a guilty pleasure. That at least I don't know. At least somewhat fun. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I'm hoping it could be a guilty pleasure like Oblivion or Skyrim. Because if it's not, if it's just like Fallout 76 or Fallout 4, then I'm probably gonna be really bored by it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Anyway.
Fallout 76 that loves gay people. We should always remember that. In all post-apocalyptic universes, they love their gay people.
Yep. Anyway, who else is going to E3? There's Microsoft, Nintendo, Square Enix, Bethesda. Is there anyone else I'm forgetting? Oh yeah, there's EA. Don't really care about EA.
Well, aren't they making that Star Wars game you love?
Oh yeah, I guess there's that, but that's probably going to be it. Probably going to be the only thing that's somewhat interesting comes out of their conference. I don't love the game yet. I have high hopes for it because it's being written by Chris Avellone, who I think is one of the best writers in the Western industry, at least in terms of the Western industry. We're not talking about the Japanese industry.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, but yeah, I guess, I follow an order. Do you have any hope for it that's being written by Chris Avellone?
I suppose I want to, in the same vein that I hope Robert Pattinson is a good Batman, but I have my doubts.
Well, I don't know. I have no doubts that it'll at least... I have some confidence, because it's being made by a good writer. It's being made by a somewhat talented studio. If anyone fucks it up, it'll be EA, so that's the only part I'm worried about. It's I'm not worried about Chris Avellone.
Yeah, EA fucked up Apex Legends, remember?
I guess so. How'd they fuck it up again?
I don't remember. I haven't played in a while. I mean, I'm playing Fortnite, not Apex.
But yeah, if anyone fucks it up, it'll probably be EA. Or it'll be a fluke. Who knows? But, all I'm saying is I have some hope for it. I'm not saying it's a 10 out of 10 game or it's instantly a good game. I just have some hope for it. That's all I'm saying. EA can, even a broken clock is right twice a day. And so the same applies to EA.
EA just has to resist the urge to fuck it up, apparently. I don't have a lot of confidence in them to do that.
Well, this one I have some hope for because it's already being stated as a single-player game, so... let's see, is there anyone else?
Yeah, but still, this is EA.
I'm trying to wonder, is there anyone else coming to E3? Activision? If there's Activision's coming to E3, then I just don't care. Is there anyone else going to E3, or is that it?
That might be it.
Okay. Yeah, should be interesting. Let me check news-wise if there's anything else in the news or news, whatever you want to call it. Internet is always shit. Sorry, my internet is good right now. Is there anything else you're hoping to see get revealed at this E3? Or you're expecting to do so? Something to happen?
Not a lot, really. I do wonder if you have any more concerns about AI taking over. Supposedly the robot overlords or over machines are going to take over.
Well, speaking of AI, I'm I'm wondering if System Shock 3 will be unveiled at E3. Have you heard of System Shock 3?
No,
I've heard of System Shock in general.
I've heard of it. I haven't really played it though.
Yeah. It's a really old PC game. But yeah, System Shock 3 is in development, and at the last Games Conference, they apparently showed off a teaser, which is online. It's pretty cool. And so, like, maybe that'll be unveiled. That'd be interesting. Maybe there'll be Cyberpunk 2077 release date, maybe. Probably not, but maybe. I'm wondering if I should play all 3 Witcher games, or I should just look up what happens and just head in straight to The Witcher 3.
Maybe you can look at what happens for The Witcher 3.
I say that.
No, the first game especially is massively complex. It's so complex that they added a simple mode to it.
Yeah, maybe I'll try to play simple mode. Oh yeah, apparently, oh yeah, there was also Google Stadia, apparently. That's a thing. So, any thoughts on the Google Stadia?
None in particular. I mean, it's a console that exists.
Yeah, apparently it's going to be only streaming and whatnot. Oh yeah, here's something interesting that was announced recently. Have you heard of the Baldur's Gate games, Neverwinter Nights and Planescape Tournament?
No, I'm not too familiar with those. Where are they on?
They're classic PC games and whatnot. A minute. Baldur's Gate is, like, to give you an example, Dragon Age Origins is like a spiritual successor to Baldur's Gate. And Planescape Tournament is a game that Chris Avellone wrote, and Neverwinter Nights is another early BioWare game. And all those games are getting remastered and getting put on console, as well as Nintendo Switch.
I think I was at one point going to play Baldur's Gate, but then I heard of Too Human, and I was put off it.
Why were you put off it?
Because Too Human represents the god Baldur very accurately, a total wimp.
Okay. What's so wrong with that?
No, yes, have you not heard of the actual Norse mythology of Baldur? He was an absolute wimp.
No. But what's wrong with portraying him as a wimp then, if it portrays it accurately?
That's not a good video game protagonist.
Well, it's considered one of the greatest RPGs of all time. You think you might want to at least give it a chance?
I can.
You can't call yourself a PC Master racist if you haven't, yes, I know I said racist, it's a bad joke. But you can't call yourself a PC elitist if you haven't played Baldur's Gate. That's why I don't call myself a PC elitist, because I haven't done it yet. Apparently Shenmue 3 has been delayed till November 19th, 2019. Originally supposed to come out on August 30th, but it's now coming out in November. I'm trying to think, is there any, let me think. Do you want to go back to the AI topic, or do you want to continue talking about
Yeah, what else do you have to say about it?
I guess just, like, could it be, do you think there will be a point where AIs become so intelligent that, we can't program them to a certain degree, or else, like, putting them in the situations that we do, like, in doing stuff in video games and whatnot? Like, do you think there'll be a point where we can't use them in video games because they're too intelligent, or AI?
Well, that one, it would depend on the game. I mean, can you train AI to play games? Yeah. I mean, there's a guy who's created AI program that can actually play Mario levels in, like, the most efficient way possible. As in AI that can always defeat humans to the point it's just not even a fun game anymore. I'm not sure. Human creativity just doesn't have limits. AI does.
Yeah.
Shit.
Apparently DayZ is now on PlayStation 4, so that's something. But yeah, I agree with you. But they do. Yeah, they're definitely gonna have to be careful how they create AIs going forward.
How so?
Just like so they're not too competent that they become unsafe while playing games. You know.
Hmm. Well, for me, I'm not just looking for that. I'm looking for the sex robots as well.
Okay. Before we go, you probably don't care about this, but I am, curious. Do you know? Are you aware that a lot of Telltale games are being taken off from digital distribution sites?
I wasn't aware, no.
Yeah, apparently most, if not all, of Telltale games have been removed from GOG, and at least a couple
Hmm.
have been removed from Steam. Not all of them. There's still a good number of Telltale games on Steam, but all of them have been removed from what do you call it? GOG. Of course, those who already purchased it will get to have it forever.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's kind of I don't know. I just can't help but wonder if in situations like that, I heard a rumor that supposedly Minecraft Story Mode Season 1 and 2 are being taken away even by people who own it. And if that's the case, then that puts me really in question is digital distribution the future?
I believe it is.
What I'm trying to say is I don't think digital distribution is as good as some people build it up to be, because companies can just take your games on a will, you know what I mean?
I can see where you're coming from and why you're worried about it. No, what I will say is you're probably overblowing it just a little bit.
To think those other Telltale games will still be able to be played via
Well,
pirating?
yeah.
Like, would you think you'll still be able to play them if you pirate them?
Well, that's definitely one option going forward.
Because it's
I mean,
like,
there's plenty of places to get pirated games.
and I guess
I'd rather not mention any on the podcast for legal reasons.
I mean, I guess there is also always physical copies if they remain.
Well, on that, whenever you buy a copy of a game, like on PS4, you buy the license to play the game, not own it. I mean, most of the game is not even on the disc. You've got to download it. Remember?
I guess, but it's like,
Yeah. And yet you can actually download a full copy of the game online and then play it in an emulator later.
yeah,
I mean, that's a kind of feature I think we're going to go down if places like Steam decide, well, we don't like this developers' policies or whatever, we're going to take this game down.
yeah,
Or, hey, bad news, everyone, we're going out of business, so if you have games, well, fuck you. I believe we'll find copies of games online that are cracked. I mean, there's already teams of people that hate Denuvo, so
it's like, yeah, no, I'm not a big
maybe
fan
we'll
of
get them.
Telltale games, but it's like I think it's kind of shitty to just pull their games off and not ever sell them ever again. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's kind of like, what was it in PT? I mean, Konami tried to get rid of that game, and it's still out there today.
Yeah.
If you're willing to look for it, you can find a fan-made version on the Unreal Engine.
Or you can or if they still exist, I'm sure there's some $1,000 or extremely highly priced PS4 with PT installed on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then you could probably dump the game from there and eventually play it on the PS4 emulator.
Yeah.
And even Pokemon Uranium, you can still find that out there.
Yeah. You gave it to me.
Mm-hmm. So ultimately, even if we do go full digital distribution, the totalitarian world people envision where companies can just take games away whenever they like, and, well, that game's gone forever. I don't believe it's ever going to get there. We're always going to have piracy and emulation as an option.
Yeah.
I mean, not even Nintendo can stop that.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Breath of the Wild. You think Nintendo's happy about all these mods going on it?
Probably not.
I mean, hell, you can play it in first person and VR now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
and even have mods that you can activate and toggle in while in game. It's crazy.
Yeah, sounds crazy.
Although I will note to myself, I need to get an NVIDIA graphics card if you're gonna play that game.
Yeah, it sounds. I'll keep that in mind.
Mm. So, on that digital feature, is there anything else you want to ask?
Um. No, I don't
As
think
I'd say, I also have the full version of Trap Shrine if you want that.
I'm good, but I'll think about it. I wonder. I wonder. It'll just be interesting to see what things are like going forward.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I think I've covered all I want to say.
Yeah.
So, do you want to end the podcast here, or
Yeah, if you're comfortable with it, I think we can end here.
Okay. Thank you for talking, everyone, and have a great night. Bye.
Night.
I need to hit stop record.